is, of course, Blossom by James Taylor. A really cute, fun song. Challenging. A lot going on in the guitar part, and then keeping that going and singing the song, which I may do that by the end of the lesson, is sing through a verse or two. I'll probably sing through the whole thing. We'll see. No promises. But this is, of course, from his second album, his Sweet Baby James, 1970, chock full of great tunes. Anywhere Like Heaven, Sweet Baby James, Fire and Rain, Country Roads, Steamroller. Anyway, almost all of which I have lessons on. Not one of them, not yet so far, but coming, I hope. And it's again a very challenging finger-picking song by, as most of his are. Most of his tunes have some really challenging technical things in them. Now, the original was done, or the studio version was done capoed at the 5th fret, kind of revolving around a D chord with a descending bass line. I found a live version of him playing it from 1970 that was much more helpful because you could hear the guitar really clearly, and he was at the equivalent capoed at the 2nd fret. If you look at the video, he's at the 3rd, but it's because his guitar is tuned a half step low. But the main thing that it has going on in the right hand is a little 4-note pattern, like playing a D chord, hitting a bass note, 1 or 2 melody notes, or pairs of them, and then another bass note on the 4th, 8th note. So the 4th, 8th note, the and of 2. So the kind of the driving thing behind the verse to the song is hearing this. And it's just going straight down. Well, it's an interesting progression. We think of it as in the key of D, but that descending bass line goes from D to C, a flatted 7th, which really makes it a Mixolydian mode tune, not having a C sharp in there. Later on, we do hear a couple C sharps, so it kind of vacillates between Mixolydian and major in this case, but the left hand is not doing very much. It's holding a lot of the same notes down throughout the chord changes while you're hearing that descending bass thing. Now, there's a really challenging right hand part when it gets into I hate to call it a chorus, but it's a chorus. Anyway, I'm going to do the rest of this lesson with the capo at the 2nd. And this live version from 1970 is significantly slower. So you don't have to do this song at the breakneck speed that it is on the studio album. It sounds totally fine. Like that. So we'll be working on getting through this. And I've got the whole thing tabbed out and a lyric sheet. I don't think I have the chords on the lyric sheet no. So on the lyric sheet, I just have the words because it gets too silly to think about this part with the quick changing bass notes that is really just notes in tenths or thirds, octaves plus a third, played with some kind of droning notes in between. Okay, enough chit-chat. Let's get down to breaking down Blossom.